Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills, there was a young, athletic boy. He was full of energy and always ready for a challenge. But above all, this boy was hungry for success. For him, winning was everything. He believed that success could only be measured by one thing: victory. The boy was preparing for a big running competition in his village. Two other strong and fast boys had also entered the race, and the whole village was excited to watch. People from all around had gathered to witness this great sporting event. An old man, known for his wisdom, heard about the race and traveled from far away to witness it too. The race began, and it was neck and neck for the first few moments. But the boy dug deep inside himself, calling on his determination, strength, and sheer willpower. And before long, he surged ahead, crossing the finish line first. The crowd erupted in cheers, clapping and shouting for the young champion. But the wise old man remained calm and composed, standing silently, offering no outward sign of approval or excitement. The boy, however, was ecstatic. He felt proud and important, basking in the glory of his victory. He knew he had won. A second race was called, and the boy eagerly lined up to compete again. This time, two new young challengers stepped forward, fit and fast, ready to challenge the boy. The race began, and once again, the boy used every ounce of his energy and determination to push through. He crossed the finish line first once more. The crowd cheered even louder this time, waving and clapping for him. But again, the wise old man remained silent, showing no outward sign of approval. The boy felt on top of the world. He was proud of his victories, and he believed that he was invincible. But there was something about the wise old man's silence that made him wonder. Why was he not celebrating with the rest of the crowd? Another race, the boy exclaimed, eager to show off his prowess once more. The wise old man stepped forward, and instead of calling for more young athletes to compete, he introduced two new challengers, an elderly, frail lady and a blind man. The boy looked confused and said, "What is this? This is no race. How can I compete against them?" The old man simply replied, "This is the race." The boy was reluctant but started running anyway, leaving the frail lady and the blind man behind at the starting line. He crossed the finish line first, again, but this time, the crowd did not cheer. They stood in silence. The boy looked around, puzzled. What has happened? He wondered. Why aren't the people celebrating my success? He turned to the wise man and asked, "Why didn't they cheer for me? I won again." The wise old man smiled gently and said, "Race again." This time, the wise man continued, "You must finish together. All three of you must finish together." The boy thought for a moment, and then, with a new understanding, he walked back to the starting line. He gently took the frail lady by the hand and guided the blind man by the arm. The three of them began the race, but this time, the boy walked slowly, deliberately, making sure the elderly lady and the blind man could keep up. They moved at a steady pace, supporting one another along the way. Finally, they reached the finish line together. The crowd, who had been silent before, suddenly erupted in cheers and applause. The boy felt proud again, but this time, it was a different kind of pride. He had not won a race, he had won something far greater. The wise old man approached the boy and placed his hands on his shoulders. The boy looked up at him and asked, "Old man, I understand now, but who are the crowd cheering for? Which one of us three are they celebrating?" The wise man looked deep into the boy's eyes and softly replied, "Little one, for this race, you have won much more than in any race you have ever run before. For this race, the crowd cheers not for the fastest or the first to finish. You see, in life it's not about winning every race. It's not about being the fastest or the best. In life, what are you really running for? Are you hungry for success? Is winning the only thing that defines you? If you always win and leave others behind, soon the crowd will stop cheering for you. He continued, "At the end of your life, when you look back, the question is, who were you running alongside? Were they weaker, older? Did you help them to reach the finish line too? Did you all finish together?" The wise old man paused for a moment and added, "That is the true race you should run. The race of life is not about winning. It's about how you run it and who you choose to run alongside." So run this race of life, but remember, it's not about winning. It's about how you run it, how you help others, and who you run with. This is the lesson that life teaches us. If this story inspired you, don't forget to hit subscribe on Words of Compassion for more stories that will motivate and uplift you. Leave a comment below and tell us what this story means to you. What is your race in life? Remember, it's not how fast you go, but how far you're willing to go to help others along the way. Stay blessed and keep running this race with compassion. Bye-bye.